Brian the Broken, and I am joined by the ever lovely Covert Panda. What's up?
Nothing much, man.
Hell yeah.
Having a great time.
Good. That's what we're looking to kind of keep going. So, Scuttle versus Mountain. The people need this. This is going to be definitely one of the closer games, I think, of the... Actually, all the games have been really close tonight. But I think this will kind of follow in suit. Scuttle Crab, host to Adoma. Want to just give a special shout out to Adoma. Producers definitely had a rough time today. We had a lot of people out of the office, the Rec League office. So Adoma stepped in and produced 2 series in a row, which was huge. And now he has to play. So he's kind of done the full tour direct. So shout out to Adoma. Thank you very much. But enough caster bias there. We got the Mountain Scuttle. What are your first impressions here?
I think it's gonna be a good game. It'll depend a lot on, I think, how the bot lane goes if things get out of control. Probably should be a 1-1. I think just like the other games.
Yeah,
it's easy.
Yeah, I think a big part of this is do we get like that big time Endo? We saw Endo popping off big time last week against Crack Variety. It finally looked like he was trying to figure out top lane, but Delta Centauri is tough. He's I think arguably one of the best top laners that we've seen so far. Delta has just been super crucial in all of Mountain's victories, which, I mean, everyone's been kind of sleeping on Mountain, but they've accrued a lot of victories. They got the W's. So some of the things to note as we'll do a quick run through of the players. We do have Delta Centauri in the top lane, Dutch Clutch in jungle, Cop making his debut in mid lane for this season, switching with Timberland as support, Knifeu Cat as AD carry, and on Scuttle Crab, we got Endo in the top lane, Adoma in jungle, Silky Bandit in mid, Zim at AD carry, and while this graphic says Caribou as support, we weren't sure whether or not Blazing Nerd was going to be able to show up, so he was put as the substitute. He showed up, so we got the boy Blaze It. But yeah, I mean, so what are your thoughts kind of about this jungle match? Because in my opinion, a lot of this kind of hinges on whether or not Adoma just kind of steamrolls through this.
I think a lot of the times that doesn't really, the jungle matchup then isn't as important. It's how like the teams play around it. So if Mountain can know that Adoma that like they're playing against an aggressive jungler that's going to try to gank, if you play safer, then you can like sometimes starve a more aggressive jungler out or make them start to be a little uncomfortable or panicky.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that can be a good way, and not necessarily like a Dutch Clutch actually fighting in the jungle.
Yeah, fair enough. And I think that's definitely comes to a lot of like just general team play and even just like awareness and tracking of the junglers. So we're going to be getting into Champ Select. We're going to be moving this guy right along. So we're going to see the Camille ban taken away right off the bat. Endo, too scared, doesn't really want to deal with the really oppressive presence that can be Camille.
It's going to be interesting to see if Mountain bans Fiora here so they don't accidentally pick it. I think that'll be an important ban.
Yeah.
I think that's a trap.
I think that should honestly be like a global Rec League ban. At this point, it has not really looked really cool, but I don't know. Maybe Endo wants to give it a whirl. Maybe this is where he wants to kind of leave his mark as the Fiora player of the Rec League. Please don't do that, Endo.
Hecarim ban, I think we had talked about, was going to be either highly contested or banned, so that's not shocking.
Yep, Hecarim has been running rampant all across Rec League, and Adoma and Dutch Clutch have also picked this up a ton. So not 100% surprised that this is either being banned or picked. So good, but also we're seeing the Caitlyn ban, just kind of catching up on some of these. The Caitlyn ban against Zim, who's looked like a terror on it. Vigar and Fiddlesticks kind of rounding out this ban phase. There's a lot of priority picks kind of still up, and it looks like they're thinking about just like securing this Galio, which actually I really like. Because Cop in general tends to play a more supportive style mid lane, kind of similar to how like Phoenix plays. where it's just like more about supporting the team, and Galio just does that so well. So being able to take that away can really be helpful for Cop's debut in Season 7 mid.
Yeah, I think we'll have to... Mountain will have to make sure they can pick something. Ooh, Samira. I love it.
Spicy. See,
it's definitely going to pop off or int, for sure. Those are the options.
Yep. Or honestly, I've seen both. I've seen both in the same game. A good hard int into the pop-off. That's what we like to see. And I like this Nunu. So Nunu in general, to me, feels like a really good way to combat like really aggressive early junglers, because you get that same presence, but at the same time, if like you kind of feel like there either might be some kind of like skill discrepancy, like Nunu's very forgiving, just in terms of being a like and bringing like a tanky jungler, right? You can still have like a good presence, but if you fall behind, you're still useful.
For sure. Now, one thing I want to just point out, it's definitely not going to be the case, but I did get bodied by a phase rush Nunu mid, so that's a wave clear supportive style jungler. Could happen.
That's what we want to see, chat. That is what we're all about. Ooh. By the way, chat, start throwing in your votes now. We're going to go to the poll after this. Do you have your exclamation point, vote Crab, or vote Mountain? So Vi and Tristana rounding out the first round for Scuttle Crab. Vi's fine. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't tend to like Vi because like I'm biased, and that's just my prerogative.
Yeah, things are looking a little spooky for this Samira. You have to get kind of close to do a lot of the things you want to do, and Galio and Vi are already quite a bit of CC that can interrupt your years when you try to channel your ultimate, or it's just going to require Naifukat to play the fights different than I think you normally would on this style of AD carry, which if you haven't played a ton of it can be difficult.
Yeah, it kind of feels like almost like if you're playing like Katarina, like some games you can just like face roll a team because they have no CC, but with the amount of CC that they're packing, it's kind of one of those situations where you have to be paying really close attention to like important CC spells and just kind of join the fight almost later after a lot of things have been burned. But want to just call out this Renekton pickup. I love this against Endo. Endo has looked so good on Renekton, and I'm not of the opinion that if you're in like a top lane matchup where you kind of like there might be a more skilled player that you're against, that you should kind of like bend over. I think that Renekton's really good for Endo, so like it would give him the most fighting chance, but so taking that away and giving a lane dominant top laner to Delta can be devastating. But so catching up quickly on these bans, we see the Urgot Gangplank being taken away, really pinching Endo's champion pool. Fine, I guess they're Mountain saying that Endo is the weak point on this team.
Yeah, it's kind of... honestly, I think you would rather have Endo on a Gangplank or an Urgot. If Endo picks like an Ornn here, that's really bad for Mountain. I don't know. Plays it, but am I? All right, okay. Sorry guys, accidentally read the script before before coming on here, but now Delta Centuria is gonna have to play so aggressive that Dutch Clutch is gonna have to be around top most of the game, or like Delta can get punished, and like you can't play the middle ground because then Ornn is just Ornn, and like it's just a way better champion than yours.
Yeah. Ooh, so this is gonna be that Nunu mid paired up with the Ramas. We have like the two speed bros that are gonna be. It feels like this is just gonna be a non-stop gank party top lane, to try and just get Delta ahead. I love this. This is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I do apologize again for giving away the script before Champ Select was over, but we'll see if it runs the phase rush. I like it as a wave clear pick against the Galio, and just try to outroam. It's really hard to deal with in games like these. Sometimes just creating enough chaos can be better for the team that's maybe the underdog or the perceived underdog. Just trying to disrupt the normal flow of the game.
Absolutely. And one of the things I want to call out is the fact that there's pretty much like only, I mean, aside from Adoma, who tends to do a ton of damage, he makes up about 22% of his team's damage on average. There's only one real consistent DPS threat on the side of Scuttlecrab and Zeem. But with having Ramos and Nunu, who can kind of almost just like sit on top of him, or even just do the pull off the like single target taunt with Ramos and like lock down Zeem, that's going to make his life really hard. And if you take out Zeem in any of these fights, just the damage is going to run out. And then you have like, then Samira can just kind of do what she wants, and this Renekton's just going to clean up.
It's definitely going to be very reminiscent of, was it one of the Worlds games? One team, which would be the Ornn team here, just you never want to fight. If we go 30 minutes and nobody dies, I don't think the Ornn team can lose. And on the other side of it, they really just want to fight.
Yes. I think that once Zeem picks up a QSS, they probably will not lose. However, Nightfukat's actually, I mean, Nightfukat is one of the more aggressive laners and is also very mechanically, I guess. He has hands. He's got good hands. And they work well. So, like, I'm excited to see, like, what happens when we kind of get to these, like, mid-late game fights. Whether or not Nightfukat either picks up that QSS for this butt ton of CC that's going to be coming out. And whether or not he can actually like make good use of it and not get popped instantly. Because if he can pull off some like fancy swanky stuff, then like, hell yeah. Do you know if the Samira, I don't know, swirling blade thing that kills projectiles works on the Ornhorn?
Yeah.
Oh.
It does. Which makes that pick kind of tough. And I mean, I don't know if Naifu will be looking for that, or it's not something you would normally look for on an AD carry.
Sure.
So even if like the interaction, looking for it in a high pressure situation is sometimes difficult, but it does stop the projectile, just like Windwall or Orange Shield.
Baby, that's potentially devastating. But yeah, so we'll have to see how that one plays out. So folks at home, hit us with the vote. Who's going to be taking this one? Is it going to be Mountain? Is it going to be Scuttle? 100% of the vote right now is voting for Scuttle. Once again, Mountain being the most slept on team in Rect League.
Poor Mountain.
Yeah, poor Mountain. What do they got to do? How hard do they have to beat Scuttle for you guys to believe? I think it's definitely going to be a close series. And I'm just excited. I mean, we did talk about on Rect After Dark that Endo might be the 7th best top laner in the league. So this is kind of his time to shine, because this comp from Mountain just feels like it's going to be a ton of pressure focused up there.
Yeah, and all he has to do is not chain feed, and I think they're going to be in a good spot. It doesn't take a whole lot to... You don't have to do a whole lot to make Ornn good. Just have to play the game.
Well, hopefully Delta can be the exception to that rule, because we want to put a little bit of fear into the hearts of these Ornn players. These just casual Ornn players that want to pick him up because he's big, dummy, thick, and he's got money in the bank. He's just kind of, I don't know, he's like that 1%er up there. So hopefully we can see some pressure being thrown up there, because we need to learn. We need to learn how to take down these Ornns and get some real aggressive top laners to really make things spicy. I need to know. I don't know. I don't know how to play Ornn. I don't know how to play against Ornn. So I'm also not as good as some of these people. But whatever. Can't win them all. So how was your weekend? What was you were doing some League of Legends? I think that's about as far as we got.
Yep, I was watching Worlds 2, and they played some Ornn games, not successful ones, but I think it showed that just having a basic understanding of Ornn is not the same thing as having like the right mindset or right feel for looking for the engages and looking for your spots. Picking Ornn and saying, yep, we cannot die, and we won't lose too much on this lane, is not getting like the most out of the champion. Mm-hmm. And if you can't find those engages later, then it doesn't do as much. You're still gonna get like Zeem's still gonna get a Molten Edge, It's still going to do the things Ornn does automatically, but those clutch engages are not something that just happen automatically.
Right. So once Ornn hits that level 13 mark, it's about like what? I think it's like on average about 1,000 gold per Ornn item that it kind of gives you in stats. So it's that kind of like hidden gold that we're going to see. So as we find out whether or not Endo can survive on this Ornn, we're going to get a pause. You love to see that. So first things right off the bat, we're going to see Ornn taking Aftershock, not going for that kind of safe laning grasp. What are your thoughts on that?
So, I like it just because I don't know how often we're actually triggering Grasp. This is not like a tank v tank lane. This Renekton is going to try to kill you. So having that Aftershock to survive a dive, to survive, even if it's just, you know, your flash gets burned the first time they come up there, the second time you end up living because of Aftershock, like that's huge. And if you're not triggering the grasp, I love Grasp of the Undying, so I understand wanting to take it. If you're not triggering it a lot, it doesn't do that much.
No, I can definitely
as much as I want it to.
And so, I mean, the only other things that are really standing out to me in terms of kind of interesting summoner spell choices is the we got a nice little spicy rune coming out from Cop. We got
yeah, he didn't take Phase Rush.
No, he went Dark Harvest.
Feels bad.
I don't know if that's a oopsie or if that's just I'm gonna blow up some nerds. I'm hoping it's this intentional big brain from the mastermind that is Cop. Infernal Dragon is gonna be the first Drake up in 4 minutes and 50 seconds from now. But yeah, Cop's gonna be slapping with that hopefully, and he's gonna go AP. I think. I mean, that's what I would signal, right?
Yeah. It's so hard for that to be good. I don't want to be anti-Cop, but it's just like Predator would have been really good, even if you like don't want to run Phase Rush. There's just like a lot of options before I think I would take Dark Harvest. I feel like you're like never triggering that in lane, which I don't know. Hopefully it'll be good, and I'm not reading the situation. He's got Ignite, so I mean
he's here to party.
Yeah, if you're looking to slap, then I guess give it your all.
Yeah, Kazuto saying that he believes that Dark Harvest was the correct rune when Nunu Mid was really popular, so probably just a throwback to that. Honestly, I've never played Nunu. I haven't played the reworked Nunu at all. I don't know. I don't play a whole lot of different champions. There's still a ton of champions I haven't played, so not 100% sure what is the correct meta call. But yeah, right now Blaze It is kind of connecting, disconnecting, and yeah, we just chilling. How you doing, chat? Remember that time we got view botted for like 150 people? That was a banger.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was some Rect League Thursday, some Rect After Dark.
Rect After Dark.
Hell yeah, Rain Freeze. Love to hear that you're doing good as hell. Also, I guess I haven't really talked to a lot of the Krugs members. How's your team been? How's your season been? It seems like you guys have been having a good time.
We're great. I wasn't there last week, so correct. I think that made things more difficult.
Yep.
But I think we're in a good spot to continue ascending in power to playoffs. We're really trying to just peak at the right time, you know?
Yep. You don't want to peak too soon. You want to be a late bloomer.
You can be like the Brambles of the world and like peak too early, and that's okay. But I think we'll you want to climax right when the camera's on you, so you just get that beautiful money shot for the people. That's what the people want to see.
Yeah. I definitely feel that. Next Valorant League when? Next Valorant League, I don't know, when I feel like having an ulcer or something like that. Yeah, or if I want to get flamed really hard, we could run a Valorant League. So whenever I'm just kind of feeling some punishment, looking for that, you guys can whip me, and we can run a Valorant League. But yeah. Nice. That's exciting. I put my money on you guys for my stocks this week, so we'll have to see how that Krugs pans out.
I think
you guys got a bye. I know.
We have a bye this week. We're playing Pearl next week.
I didn't read the matchups when I put my money down, so I just I insta locked some Krugs.
We didn't lose though, so that's nice.
I didn't lose money.
Yeah. Some people will say that's like gaining money. And those people would be wrong, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I will have to see. Coming up after this is going to be Air versus Ocean, which was the fabled match of the week. Big playoff implications for this. So that's going to be coming up, I don't know, after these two games finish, if we ever get out of a pause. And, so, really exciting.
Some people say the pause is still going. Who knows?
Yeah, the pause could. Okay, Blazing Nerd has left again. We'll have to find out if he'll ever decide to reconnect. Would it be...
Was he maybe not actually here? So I know we were worried he might not show up on time.
Yeah.
This is all a long con. Still driving, maybe.
Still driving, playing on a Wild Rift, trying to log in.
Could still be Windows updating. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah. What else is good, chat? Hit us with some hard-hitting questions. You got some good quality time with the Panda right now. You don't get this every day. I personally just drove back from Vermont, and I almost shit myself in the car, and it was terrible. I'm still feeling the repercussions of that, because then I was so hungry for the rest of my drive because I had nothing in me. So, yeah. And then I shoveled a bunch of food into my mouth before this happened, before casting. And now I'm really full because I went from like 100% zero empty to now it's like 200% full. So
big stomach stretch, huge stomach
so
stretch.
I'm kind of feeling a little like tight right now, a little tight. That's why I'm going for the standing. Best mid laner whose name begins with Morg.
Wait a minute. None of them.
Mid laner. Morg. Captain Morgan?
Morgekaiser?
Maybe?
It could be Morgekaiser. I don't want to rule that out.
No, I mean, I've definitely heard that one before. Yeah. I don't know. I love pauses. Pauses are good stuff.
What's your favorite vegetarian dish? The people want to know.
Ooh, favorite vegetarian dish? Man, I've got a bunch.
Are you a vegetarian?
I am a vegetarian. Or I'm a pescatarian, technically. I hate to say that because
are you lacto-ovo? You eat...
No, I don't know what that means. That spooks me.
Milk and eggs?
I think I love me some eggs. I had eggs for breakfast, and then I had some milk, which I think actually is what made me shit my pants. Because I haven't been drinking a ton of milk recently. I do mostly like the funky milks because I drink smoothies and it tastes better in a smoothie.
We've been doing almond milk here because my wife has trouble digesting dairy.
Yep, my girlfriend's got trouble digesting dairy, so yeah, same with that. So I got a little risky, had some hot chocolate because it was like 40 degrees in Vermont, and then on the drive, definitely kind of went right through me. But anyways, kind of long way to answer this question. I don't know. I like a lot of like Indian and like Nepali foods. So like either Tibetan momos or like butter tofu.
Nice falafel?
Ooh,
how do you feel about
falafel?
How do you feel about a nice falafel?
Dude, I make a mean falafel burger.
I made sweet potato falafels one time because we had a bunch of sweet potatoes we had to use at the hotel I was working at. That was tough, dude.
Damn. All right, wait, we're actually playing League of Legends. Let's go. Let's go, fam. Rec Day Cookout when? When we are able to do the Rec League end of season party to make up for all the seasons of not having them due to these unprecedented times. We'll get it real good. Big cookout action. Adoma makes some mean pulled pork. Darth Ted knows how to use a grill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got some good cooks in the Rec League, to be honest.
I don't want to flex on anybody, but I did go to culinary school.
What?
So I kind of do want to flex on people.
Oh, that's a good nut. I just bought a pasta maker because that's what everyone does now. So that's I've been doing the Gordon Ramsay masterclass. So you could say I go to culinary school too.
I would say you're more qualified than I am actually. So I'll cede to you on the expertise there.
Dude, oh man, all right, we're gonna do a deep dive. Stick around. We're gonna do a deep dive into Covert Panda's culinary food experience or school experience after this game. But really boring start right now.
Yeah, kind of upset that you're gonna pause for that long and then not do an invade.
Yeah, I would definitely invade on Blaze It Nerd. Like, you're gonna make them wait for like 8 minutes. Like, you gotta like get that man some action. You know he's probably still like spiking a little bit. But yeah, other than that, we're just doing a pretty standard start. Bot lane, doing bot lane things. Yeah, I mean, we've been hyping it up a lot, just what this top lane matchup is going to be and how important it is to this game. But yeah, that's going to be probably where all the action is going to be early, unless we see some big action in lane from the Samira.
We've got Cop actually sitting back at his... oh yeah, we snowball into the lane. I love it.
Dude, he's already snowballing?
I will say Cop did pick the best skin for this this strategy.
I think it's the only one that's actually feasible.
I think it probably is, yeah. The junglers just clearing their camps.
Ooh, but go for
it. Just a wave sacking in the top lane. It's just gonna be kind of how this matchup goes, and it's kind of like displaying why
first gang coming out from Cop though. We're gonna see some action here in the bot lane. Zeem is falling low. Snowball though is on the way. Can Zeem get out of it? That is falling low. That is gonna be a big chump, and that is gonna be Cop picking up first blood with the big dick Nunu. Let's go.
What a hero.
Speaking of heroes, top lane.
Getting his Dark Harvest proc.
Yeah, Adolma's gonna be looking for a gank on Delta Centauri, and I think he's just gonna think better of it. But just buying a little bit of pressure for Endo so Endo can feel a little bit more safe. He's like a security blanket. But Cop just doing a really good job of having this early map pressure, as we talked about. Doesn't miss his cannon, and yeah, picks up that first blood. That's sexy. That's hot.
And what I like about this strategy is you can have Nunu gank, keep pressure bot, and have Rammus then stay top to be able to guard this Renekton. And let him play as aggressive as he needs to like make this pick worth it. Yep. Where normally then your bot lane might end up kind of on an island, because this Rammus should be around topside most time.
Yeah, absolutely. Dutch Clutch and Cop both checking to see if that crowd was there in the top side. It was not. Adolma had already taken it. But I do like that they're roaming together and kind of having this synergy already. Cop looking good so far. Not a bad debut getting first blood. Doing that level 2 roam, that's spice. Delta Centauri chunked out a hearty bit.
Knifeu Cat, I'm trying to see... oh, no, so Knifeu Cat took last stand, which is...
ooh, wait here, Dutch Clutch gonna be able to get the taunt down onto Blaze It Boy. He's gonna be taking a lot of damage. He's out of mana, gonna have to burn the flash, and that's some good damage there. Really good patience from Dutch Clutch, just waiting out the... I don't know many of the Dazzle, excuse me. The Dazzle. Yes. Love it. And then it's Hero's Entrance. Yeah, that's the Galio one. I always get that one confused with the Rakan one. Delta Centauri getting this big wave up here. But so far, Endo doing a good job. He's got a huge wave stacked up, though. There's a good chance that... oh, wait. Meanwhile, action in the bot lane. Or, what was that? Mid lane, excuse me. Mid lane. Cop and Fast Boy Dutch Clutch are just kind of taking on the world.
Yeah, this is kind of one of the problems with the composition that the non-mountain team drafted, Scuttle, that's the one, is, like I said, I think if they don't fight for 30 minutes, I don't think they can lose. Unfortunately, Mountain already has 2 kills and is going to continue to pressure them. And it just obviously gets harder and harder if Mountain is able to snowball, because you lose the ability to choose to not fight. If Mountain knows they can run you over, then there's no reason not to.
I would agree with that. Delta Centauri actually playing this lane really smart. So he's got the HP advantage now on Endo, who opts to go for the Bramble Vest early. But Endo doesn't want to back, and now he's just going to get frozen out of this wave. And there's not a whole lot he can do about this without Adolma coming up to help. And I'm sure he's spam pinging and yelling, but yeah, it's definitely a rough spot, but that's going to be level 6 hit for Endo and a ton of damage picked up for him. And Endo's just going to dip right on out of there. We're going to see some little bit of action here in the mid lane. Kop's just going to walk that one out as Adolma comes gliding on in with the Facebreaker.
Facebreaker? Wait a minute.
Vault Breaker. I've been watching too much set gameplay.
And
but
that's
here we go.
Right.
Kop's looking to gank the jungler. Also, Delta Centauri gets the solo kill in the top lane. But we're going to see the Absolute Zero being charged up, flash away from Adolma. And here comes the rest of Scuttle Crab. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned fuckfest here. So Silky Bandit's going to go on down. And here we go. The rest of the boys on Scuttle got to get on out of here. Dutch Clutch zones them on out. But yeah, I mean, really good right there. Able to kind of buy some time and just... you know, feel the pressure, feel the hurt.
Thriving in the chaos.
I love it. That's the kind of action we like to see here. I'm really impressed by this Mountain early game. This is sick.
I do. I'm wondering. So Endo picked the Aftershock, which I think is okay, but he's not playing like he has it.
He keeps on using his charge away.
Yeah, if you're used to playing with Grasp, which makes sense because that's what people usually take, or he's looking to fuck. Who knows?
He's looking to do it right now. He's doing it live. But yeah, I think now his Aftershock's gone, he's going to be on the wrong end of this trade. Endo going to be getting the knockup and then flashing away. Delta Centauria is in a really good spot right now. He's Endo's not having a good time. This is exactly what they need to do with this Renekton pick.
Yeah, and I think maybe the Vian. I honestly, my brain is being too stupid to pronounce Aldum.
Adolma?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Aldoma is. So I keep calling him Vi, but Aldoma needed to be topside to help this. The way that Delta is playing this is the only way that he can play it for it to be good.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't have to wonder if the Renekton is going to try to dive and fight our Ornn. It's going to happen. So he just needs to be up there to protect him, and that just hasn't been the case yet.
No, and Adolma having had to burn that flash early from that little scuffle down in the bot side jungle, almost puts him a little bit farther behind. But meanwhile, we
killing Timberland.
Yeah, Timberland overstaying there. We missed that one. We were just busy watching Adolma farm.
Maybe got Goomba stomped.
Sounds about right. Zeem tends to play those things pretty well, but yep, just being able to pick up a quick return kill there, or I guess not really a return kill because there was no kill traded, but you know, just a kill, just a freebie. We take those.
Absolutely do. It should be once Ornn gets Ninja Tab Eyes, he's in a better spot.
Ooh, the Cosmic Radiance has dropped here in the bot lane. So much fighting under this tower. Knifeu Cat's by himself, and he's going to get chunked out a bit. But there's a ton of damage. No. Zeem is going to just obliterate him with the ultimate. Nice play there. Nice little buster shot. Being a buster, Knifeu Cat, but here's a fish under tower, producing a big wave. But this pressure from Scuttle Crab is great, and there is no pressure here from the jungler. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we are going to see Kop and Dutch Clutch just duking it out. The hero's entrance is actually going to be the hero's exit as Silky Bandit dips on out.
I like that use of the ult. Definitely not what you normally think of, but it was necessary there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Dutch Clutch is going to be starting up this crab, but he's going to encounter Adolma pretty quickly. Unless Adolma decides to go kind of beat around the bush here. No? Action is coming. No, we're going to see it here. Here comes the Ornn Horn. It's Miller time. Going to knock up Delta Centauria, who's just going to get obliterated. Just knocked up for days. Flashing away, though, and buying so much time. Vault Breaker not able to be used. Here comes Nunu, though, coming on with a big snowball, and this is going to be a ton of damage. Dark Harvest gets a big proc. The Absolute Zero's going down. No flash for Adolma. This is going to be a ton of damage. Kop with the double kill.
That's weird. I see that he did tons of damage, and I don't see a Trinity Force in his inventory, so
Oh man, and this is just going to be another kill for the jungle mid duo on Mountain. Dutch Clutch and Cop coming up big. Whew, this is a banger. I love this new pick. I'm sorry we ever doubted you. I told you people, you've been sleeping on Mountain. Dr.
Scuttle
Cop
needs to figure out how to get off the Inting water slide. That's what I call what's happening here. We're just on a water slide, and it's hard to get off of because you start to feel like you have to do something to turn it around. They're down a little less than 2,000 gold right now. If they can keep it that way for 10 minutes, they just aren't behind anymore. So, but it's easy for me to say that when I can see the gold. It's a lot harder when you're Scuttle to feel that way and say, guys, we just need to chill out, get off the Inting water slide, farm our lanes, you know, ward up, play defensive, because we're actually okay unless this continues.
Agreed, and that's going to be Herald popped in the top lane. Endo actually doing a good job of just kind of getting that quick auto off, but that's going to be plate money going on over to Mountain, and Delta Centauri is just going to take this tower. They're going to zone Endo away from this, and this is exactly what we were talking about. This is the kind of pressure that they needed to apply up here in the top lane, and 11 minutes is going to be when the first tower falls in top.
Bottom fight here, big bottom fight here.
Ooh, Adolma going to take down Naifu Cat. Cop is here, but he's running low. That's going to be the Goomba jump in from Zeem, and they're not going to pick up anything more, but they will probably get some more plate pressure there. Ooh, and maybe a dragon. Love it.
They need to secure this dragon so they don't have to fight over the next 2 or 3.
Yep, and I think Cop's just going to be looking to heal up, but this is just going to be a quick, easy dragon. But there is a collapse coming in from Mountain. Are we going to see a bit of action?
For Scuttle's sake, I really hope not. But looks like we're just going to walk it out.
Yep, just looks like they're going to use that pressure to kind of just shove in that wave, deny a little bit of CS there, and just kind of take that advantage that they have in top lane. So right now, Zeem is jacked. Zeem and Delta are basically equal amounts of jacked, minus the amount of plate money that Delta's picked up. That being said, if the pace of the game kind of continues as is, Scuttle's going to have a very rough time. What kind of, I guess, how do they protect this this game and kind of clench up and survive?
They need to move their vision line back. It looks like they've done an okay job. They've still got first tier turret in mid, so you don't want to move your vision line back too far. But just warding and not like, I don't know, not taking it personally when the other team is taking all your jungle. You just say, okay, that's your jungle, and not trying to fight over stuff, because even if it's, you know, a 60-40 fight for you, that 40% of the time when you lose it is so bad that the 60% is not worth it. You just need to not fight.
Yeah, and speaking of not fighting, this bot lane from the side of Mountain is so cautious. Adolma just posted up here, just trying to find some kind of gank, but just kind
of fight in top lane. Delta maybe pushing a little too far.
We're actually going to have some action in the bot lane. Endo's going to take down Delta, but meanwhile down in bot lane, big knockup going on to Blazing. The wave is there, and this is a ton of damage going down to Zeem, but it's not going to be quite enough. Zeem might have the chance to turn this around, but I mean, that's going to be a one-for-one trade kind of around the map. Oh, but here comes Big Daddy Cop. Cop wants more. He ain't done yet. That's going to be a big snowball just missing out, but he's going to be zoned away from the tower. We're going to have a real party down here.
Teleport in bot side here from the Ornn.
Stuck between 2 towers. Endo's here. He's ready to party. The Absolute Zero is going to get a bit of damage, but Naifu Cat is low. Going to be knocked up by Ornn. Ornn out of mana, though. Dutch Clutch is unstoppable, but Delta Centauria is here to clean things up. This dude is fierce. Here comes Dutch Clutch with the nice tower dive. Can they pull it off? Delta Centauria taking one more shot. Endo's going to fall. Dutch Clutch is going to fall to that tower. This tower hurts. Don't mess around with it. Delta Centauria's got to get through this, and he's going to get dazzled up and slammed by Silky Bandit. 428 Blaziner's got to play this one safe. The health bars on Mountain are low. Whew.
That...
Who won that?
Ended up okay. I mean, Scuttle won it, I guess, because the gold lead is still about 2,000 gold. So they equalized some of the water slide that we were on previously. And we've got the gold lead at still about 2,000.
So how do you get off a water slide? I've never actually done it. I've never successfully gotten off a water slide. I don't know if I've actually tried though.
It's really hard. You basically have to stop and stand up on the water slide, which is not recommended. Lifeguards are not going to be happy. And step off.
Well, it looks like they're like hovering. Scuttle Crab, they've maybe got 1 foot, standing on 1 foot right now, maybe trying to get their balance before they make that big leap of faith. But they definitely have a good deal to go. We're at the 16-minute mark. Ornn, level 11, still needs about 3 more levels before we get to the promised land.
Let me check these new items. Just 2 items just dealing tons of damage for no reason.
Yep. Sounds good. Seems good. But man, I wish I had, we had too much action going on across the map. Ooh, we're going to actually, speaking of action, Timberland's going to get caught out by Zeem and Blazernerd. I was going to say, this bot lane has been non-stop. Same with this top lane.
So, one thing I want to see from either Galio or Ornn, probably Ornn, but it wouldn't be bad on the Galio because he doesn't really build any upgradable items, is build Locket of the Iron Solari.
Ooh.
It's just a really good item, and I don't think the Galio is going to build anything else that's upgradable.
Right? Oh, here we go. Dazzle here in the bot lane. Great dodge by Knifecat. The Talisman Gradient is going to be coming down to help enable this tower dive, but Blazernerd's still going to have to flash out. This is going to be a lot of damage. Knifecat's going to pick up that one, dashing forward, and here comes too many fast boys. Zeem is just knocked up for days. That is going to be a double kill going over to Knifecat, and Dragon spawns right now with 2 people dead on the side of mountain.
Yeah, we were so close to getting off the water slide. So close. And then it's hard because fighting is fun, so I get it. And I fight when I shouldn't, but it's not worth it. It's not. You're trying to fight because you need to change the status of the game, but it's not that bad right now. Just need to keep it how it is.
Yeah, and I mean, like, glimmers of hope right now. Zeem has a lot of gold. Adoma's doing fine. Everyone's actually doing all right. Everyone's got like a few kills. No one's really that starved on CS on the side of Scuttle Crab. But yeah, I mean, if they kind of just like keep on throwing away free kills over to Knifecat, and kind of just let Delta and Cop run this show, I see what you mean. That it's just going to be like too late at a certain point. They just kind of have to keep on clenching. I think Gromp is really good at that. Just like they're the clench lords of Rec League, right?
Yeah, definitely the clench lords. I've heard them called that. I thought it was weird then, and I do now.
That's good. That's going to be the turret going over to Zeem and Blazernerd in the bot lane. Tristana really good at that. And now, I mean, Zeem's now going to be able to rotate his pressure around the map and like hopefully try and bail out Silky Bandit out of this lane. Not that Silky Bandit's been doing bad. He's actually been doing pretty well, but just like Cop has, the sooner they can kind of like put some pressure onto them. Ooh, but speaking of putting pressure, Zeem is really applying the pressure. That's a ton of damage onto Cop. Zeem jumping forward, and Bubble's gonna catch him up. Here comes the Ornn Horn. Delta Centauri is gonna be coming in. Knifecat though is going into the thick of it. So much damage. He is on a killing spree. Knifecat's gonna be stunned up. Blazernerd's gonna be falling. Delta Centauri and Mountain are huge. This is gonna be a good team fight. Endo's gonna pick up the quick return kill on the Dutch Cliff, but this is not gonna go any better. Triple kill going over to Knifecat.
Now, what you might notice about that is we had a chance where Scuttle could have chosen to not fight and then not die. Instead, they fought and died.
Oh, so, man.
Unlucky.
I think, honestly, it just feels like Scuttlecraft loves this water slide. Who says they want to get off it?
Like you said, it's so hard to get off a water slide. And especially if you don't know you're on it. If you're like, man, these fights are so close. And, I mean, that one was a little extra bad because they just weren't fighting over anything, so it was just fighting to fight, which is not usually good even like when you're ahead. I don't know, it's tough because these comps are hard to play. I don't want to sound like I'm just like bashing Scuttle, because it's really hard to be okay like knowing that you're down gold. Just subconsciously, like, you start to feel like you need to do something.
Ooh, speaking of
big
doing
ult here,
something,
ult
though,
in the brush.
Yep, that's going to be some good damage, but definitely not enough. Zima actually falling kind of low. That was a bit spooky. But yeah, Cop just in a bad spot right there. And this is the kind of play that helps you get off the water slide. Like easy catch-outs, easy trades. And just kind of catching people like that. But actually, we're going to see Delta Centauri picking up that quick kill onto a Dolma right there.
You need to send more people than you think you need to fight one of their people, and you need to know where everyone else is. Especially with the Rammus and with the Nunu, it's really easy for more people to show up. If you can't delete someone instantly.
Mm-hmm. Oh, take those chickens! Come on, that was your chicken, dude. Delta Centauri, take those chickens, dude. Those are your chickens.
They're starting a Baron.
Oh baby, take that purple worm. That's your purple worm. I mean, Blazing Nerd, I think his spidey senses are tingling. Those delightful pecks are kind of alerting him that something might be happening, but he might be caught out. I think he's very caught out. Before the Cosmic Radiance can even come down, he gets caught here, and this is going to be a bad fight for Scuttle. Dutch Clutch is going in, flash forward from Cop. Nice knockup from Endo, just delivering a lot of CC, but he's going to miss the Ornhorn due to a great bubble from Timberland. Knifeu Cat's here, he's going in. Endo's trying to live, but he's not going to be able to. Absolute Zero's not going to pick up anyone, but here we go. We have the fast boy Cop trying to do what he can, and this is just looking like a free Baron.
So, unfortunately, Ziem got to spend a lot of the time in bottom lane playing against not a giant fed crocodile. Then that ended, and then Delta was there to chop him in half, which is unlucky for Ziem. He was feeling strong when he's fighting against the person he's beating up all game, and then
now there's a crocodile on the water slide. There's a crocodile on your water slide. Now you really got to get up, but this crocodile's got like grabbing your foot with one bite, and it's hard to get off.
In the death roll for sure.
Yep. Teleport's going to be coming in. Endo and the Scuttle boys really just saying they want this dragon. Also, Dutch Clutch still had that Scuttle Crab, or not Scuttle Crab, Big Scuttle. Scuttle Mama. Shelly. Yes. Shelly. And that's just going to waltz on down mid lane.
Well, actually, I think the second one's not Shelly, right? It's Sheila or something? It's something else. Because it's not the same one.
That would... I mean, I don't know. If champions can respawn, why can't crabs?
No, I think it's canon. I think it's caster canon, that it's not the same one.
Oh, okay. Cool. Weird lore.
It is weird, yeah.
We need to know more. Shirley. Henry. Shirley. Okay, Sable says it's Shirley, so therefore it definitely can't be Shirley.
I'm inclined to agree with you on that one,
Yeah. Who the fuck isn't following Darth Ted yet? Go follow Darth Ted. He works all the time now, and he can't do anything fun, so make him feel good and give him a follow. But speaking of feeling good, Mountain feeling great right now in the driver's seat. And honestly, they're driving a pretty fast car. They got Nunu, they got Rammus. They're just they're partying. They got like the Ferrari and like Scuttle Crab's like one wheel's falling off at this point. They're not going too fast.
It's
they need
the Ferrari versus Fiat for sure.
Ford versus Ferrari. Popular movie. That's going to be a knock up in the bot lane. They're going to be scuffling. I think Endo, he's got a big mouth and he's trying to bite off something, but he definitely can't finish and chew this one. Dutch Clutch is, he's under tower and he's living forever. Delta Centauri is still here. How did Dutch Clutch even survive that? It is one tanky turtle. 8-2-7 is the scoreline. Delta Centauri is going to be taken down by Silky Bandit. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, nothing has actually been acquired for the Mountain Boys. We call that a win for Scuttle. Let's go.
Oh yeah, we take those. Now, if you look at the gold, you'll notice that we have not successfully kept the gold gap at 2,000 for 10 minutes.
Nope.
But the later the game goes, the less that that number matters.
Orna's 14. That's exciting.
14. You still have a garage sale of items? Yes. Okay.
Yep.
So, alright, Galio's building a third item that is not Locket of the Iron Solari. So I can't say that I'm super pleased with that. Looks like he's building a Sunfire Cape?
Okay.
For no real reason?
I mean, so much of Scuttle's identity is just like everyone parties, but then Zeem's Big Daddy who does all the damage. So like it just feels like they're just trying to create one more tanky body in front of Zeem so that he can survive.
Yeah. You know what item is really good at that and also protects Zeem?
Tell me. Tell us.
It's Locket of the Iron Solari.
To be honest, there's a high skill ceiling with that. It just might be a little bit intimidating. Dutch clutch going in on Endo. Endo's about to be cyber bullied here. They're going to be going in on him hard, but he's going to be able to get on out. There's a lot burned, and for whatever reason, my camera stopped following it.
All right, we've got, unfortunately, the Year's dead under the turret. Did we get just one for free?
Oh, Cop's going to be taken down. Zeem trying to pop off. He's flashing forward. He wants to get the reset. Oh, that was a big crit for Daddy. Zeem is in charge. Put this man on the front lines, and he will do you work. That's going to be the chilling smite. Going to be going over Delta Centaria. Zeem's ripping through him. Zeem is on a killing spree. That Molten Edge doing work. This little Ford, I think he got a new wheel. The oil's been changed. He's got his inspection. He's street legal at this point.
Yeah, definitely a good fight for Scuttle. Mountain just needs to close out the game better. Not just look for like extreme dives and like it seems like they're just trying to kill people and not like just close the game.
Ooh, Blazener dazzling, just feeling himself. But there's gonna be a big snowball coming in for Dragon. Dragon spawning in 25 seconds as I finish saying that word. So 2 dragons apiece. Nothing super threatening yet. It's a Cloud Soul.
Yeah,
nothing super crazy.
Should probably just give this one. They did a great job of getting those 2 earlier dragons, so that way they don't have to fight over this one. But as I say that, all the blue champions are running towards Dragon.
Dude, it's a magnet.
So we'll see.
Dude, Dragon's looking cute today. You gotta run on up and say, hey, how you doing? All right, this is looking like we're ready. Everyone's gonna wait for 5 people to show up, and then it will be time to slug it out. This feels very reminiscent of like the Revolutionary War. Everyone stands in a line, and here it is, Endo with the call of the Forge God coming on out, and that is going to be Cop in the middle of it. He is not going to be able to do the damage he needs to. Dutch Clutch is on the backline. This Cosmic Radiance is huge right now. Nightfu Cat is low. He's going to do the Blade Whirl to try and make something happen, but Adoma's going to take him down. The rest of Mountain is dropping. They are being outscaled. Endo, the man who was beaten, exacts his revenge with the shutdown of the Dutch Clutch and a big team fight for Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, it's Mountain's in a tough spot now.
All right, Mountain's on the water slide now.
Very quickly. Well, unfortunately, Mountain doesn't even get to be on a water slide. They're just in a free fall. Because now, if they can't end the game, they can't win it. Scuttle always had the chance that if Mountain couldn't close the game, Scuttle eventually wins. And while I don't think they did the best playing to that out, of like just trying not to fight, there was always going to come a point where Mountain's comp fizzles out. Yeah, Cheetah can only run at max speed for not very long.
Is that true?
And is that
a fact?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're sprinters. They're sprinters.
Cool.
Not long distance runners.
Same, by the way. But that's gonna be Blazing Nerd taunted up. But you're in pretty deep right now. This is going to be a good taunt on a Knife Cat. Already a lot of damage. Adolma's just on him, and he's going to fall. Adolma with a great play. Dutch Clutch taking down Adolma, absolute zero. Getting a little bit of damage onto Zeem. The Cosmic Radiance is here, and the free fall will continue. Mountain's going to, or Dutch Clutch is going to fall. Delta Centauri is going to do what he can. He's going to try and get on Zeem. Can he take him down? Can he get him? No, that's going to be a great kiting away from Zeem. Triple kill for him. 25 kills, 25 kills. Purple Worm is up. The gold is now even.
Yeah.
Scuttle.
And it's
this is crazy.
The gold is not even.
Right.
The numbers are, but the value on the champions and like just the champions themselves, it's not remotely close. Mountain. Like I said, they're in a free fall. They have to start doing some weird split push backdoor stuff. These straight up head on fights are gonna continue to go exactly that way, I think.
Yeah. Shadow Vault, thank you for the resub. Much love, big guy. Thank you for the 12 months. Scuttle's gonna scut. Yeah, Scuttle's scutting hard. They're doing their best scut impression. They're scutting up. What are we at? Like 86 subs towards some like rec league jerseys. Yeah.
I think what's important for Mountain here is not to think that they drafted a bad comp or that like they need to take the positives from this game that they were in a really good spot and they just need to play a little differently at the end of that and not try to just outscale Mountain next game because I don't think they'll be able to.
I agree.
So you can do this again from Mountain and just do it a little better or a little cleaner.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely keeping it clean and then just like keeping the tempo up. Yeah, there was definitely some cases where people got caught, which just slows down the pace of the game just enough for Scuttlecrab to get back into it. Because yeah, right now this team is not built for withstanding siege and withstanding Baron minions. Knifeu Cat cannot really clear these well. Everyone else is face tank range. Ooh, we got some bits. Let's go, Rain Freeze. Hell yeah, brother. I love that sub. I'm all about that. Honestly, bits are a better value for the Rec League. Twitch doesn't take the money. We get all of that. But this is gonna be a siege. This tower's gonna fall soon. When do you think it's Miller time? When do you think we hear that call of the Forge God? Give me a countdown.
Honestly, probably never. If they siege this and just use the Orn Horn to counter engage, I don't like what can Mountain do?
Do you think Endo knows this?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Clearly.
that may be true, but
I mean, Scuttle's gonna scud. Scuttle loves to fight. Wreck Pickle Popper, thanks for the bits, baby. Aren't you like doing your? Aren't you casting? Or producing or something like that. Love it.
That game's already over. This one's been kind of it's only. I mean, I guess it's only a 30 minute.
It's only game one. I mean, there was like an 8-minute pause, but
the pause. Yes, I forgot about the fabled pause.
Yes. But speaking of fabled anything, 30 seconds till potential Cloud Soul. Definitely feels like overkill for what Scuttle wants to do here. Nonetheless, I'm sure they'll take it.
So I think Mountain needs to not fight here, and it stinks because you don't want to give up the soul. But I think from Mountain side, we let them put Elder on the map and either fight them at that or fight them at this Baron. This Cloud Dragon is not going to do enough damage to like affect the team fight at all.
Mm-hmm.
And if they get it, if Mountain gets it, it doesn't matter. If Scuttle gets it, they get soul.
Here it comes, Call of the Forge God going down, Cosmic Radiance as well onto Zeem. Zeem is being singled out by Dutch Clutch. They're trying to make something happen over here. This is a very split team fight. Knifeu Cat, though, is actually coming out huge. This might be a good team fight. Flashing forward, Knifeu Cat's gonna get dazzled up. Zeem gonna take him down. Jumping forward, Zeem is trying to end this game right now. Flashing in, double kill, stomping forward. I think he can withstand this. He's gonna be taken down by Dutch Clutch, but it's not going to be enough. Endo slaps back with the help of Blaze It Buddy, and this is going to be a fallen tower. I don't think they'll be able to end the game quite yet with these two thick boys, but Damn, that was pretty close to a almost one fight for Mountain. A really clutch dazzle there from the Blaze It Nerd.
Yeah, it looked close.
It looked cute.
It just ended, like, both AD carries kited back well, but after that happens and the front lines are dead, having a Tristana versus Samira, I don't think Samira, those champions just don't line up well for Samira. We did see Samira get to use some of the years, though. Yep. Did dash in and get immediately stunned, which is unlucky. Makes me think of, I used to play a lot of Kennen, and there was a gif of like when you flash in on Kennen to ult and get stunned immediately, and it's a squirrel like jumping off of a trash can and just hitting a fence. Like that's what that reminded me of.
Hell yeah. That's a pretty apt analogy there. Almost made the hero play. It wasn't really quite there. But yeah, I mean, as you said, I guess like gold traded back and forth. They didn't lose a ton yet. The game is still not over. There's still always hope. But yeah, I mean, it just feels like this game's going to be ending pretty quickly, probably in Scuttle's favor, shy of just some like perfect team fighting on the side of Mountain.
Yeah, Mountain needs to have. It needs to be like a really crazy pick, or they need to have a sixth man, which would be like the Baron or the Elder Dragon, some way to put the fights more in their favor, because as we've seen the last like 4 or 5 team fights, just their champions isn't enough. We can keep fighting the same way and losing, and it's gonna keep happening that way. It's tough to change that once it starts happening, especially against the comp that Scuttle has.
Yeah, well, here's the sixth man. Like, this is the time.
Yeah,
Zeem's going to rip through this, though. I don't even know if the rest of Mountain's going to be here in time to really take advantage. I mean, this guy is. The Ferrari's here. But he doesn't even have his Powerball right now. Dutch Clutch is in there. He dodges out on some of the action. Here comes the hero's entrance. The Cosmic Radiance is going to be coming down, and Zeem is just going to rip on through. Cop is going to fall. Dutch Clutch trying to do what he can, and that's going to be a great buster shot from Zeem to get Delta Centaria off. Shut down onto the Samira. Dutch Clutch is going to fall. Delta Centaria is going to fall. This is going to be a one team fight for Scuttlecrab, and that is going to be the game.
That's tough for Mountain. You don't love to see it.
Yeah, you win hard early, and ooh, is this inhibitor going to troll them? Sure is.
Luckily, they killed the bottom one already, so.
Yep, that's definitely hard if you're Mountain, but like as you said before, there's a lot to take away, a lot of good positives to take away from that. Just a few little things to tighten up, and you'll be in good shape for game 2. So just off the top of your head, what are some of the small things that you might want to see out of Mountain in this next game?
I mean, I think banning Ornn, or they needed to do more to keep him down. Like Cop did, I think, a really good job early, getting a couple ganks and roaming around with Dutch Clutch, and then it seemed like that kind of fizzled out for a little bit. But keeping that tempo and that pressure up, and trying to keep that Ornn as down in levels, even if it's not completely diving him, but like zoning him off 2 waves of his turret, is a lot of experience that he's gonna have to make up later. Mm-hmm. To try and put off the point where they can't win anymore. Yeah. It's all basically 100-mile journey, and Mountains in a faster car, but it's gonna break down at 80 miles. So unless you blow up the other person's car, the slower car eventually is gonna get to 100 miles.
I love it. I love the analogy. Well, we'll have more analogies in just a few minutes. We're gonna go to a quick break and set up the next lobby, so don't go away. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with game 2 of Mountain versus Scuttle Crab. Scuttle Crab just having a banger of a game, and yeah, some more analogies from Covert Panda headed your way for sure. But the culinary genius himself has suggested that I put some cayenne into my lemon ginger honey tea. So yeah, I'll be sipping on that while he makes some more suggestions. What does Scuttle Crab need to do for that early game to kind of relieve a little bit more pressure around Endo? I think you touched upon it a little bit during the middle of the game, but let the people know. That's so spicy.
You
Holy shit.
Let the record show I did not tell him to put a ton in there. I put a little bit, and then he put I don't know how much.
I mean,
anyway.
Well, so the thing is, I don't have the little filter top here, and there's not much here. It's all stuck at the bottom, so I just kept tap.
You have spoons though, right? And you're.
I mean, I had 30 seconds left. You want me to go leave the computer, come back? It's a lot. That's a lot to ask.
Understood. My apologies.
Okay.
I ruined your tea. I'll take the W on that one. I ruined the T. Or the L. Rather.
It's actually okay. I don't mind it.
So Aldulma needs to just protect Endomorph if it's a Renekton into Ornn matchup.
Okay.
I will tell you, your face on the camera tells me you do mind it.
No, this is good. This is good. It just hits you. It hits you good. This is so culinary school, right? So how'd you do there?
You know, better than 2 tablespoons of cayenne in your tea. It's just for future reference. It should just be like a warmth. It just helps get your metabolism going and get your body running. Just a warmth, not a. It shouldn't taste spicy.
Oh, okay. So, fam, my body's definitely warm. We're gonna be sprinting now, so let's go. But yeah, we're not even gonna be able to talk about breakdown of that game. We can touch upon it more during the during load-in, but we're right into ban phase. We're cruising. Let's go.
I will say if Mountain's trying to do a similar thing, I don't love banning Caitlyn unless you think there's no way you don't chain int to Zeem's Caitlyn.
Mm-hmm.
She has a power trough right when Mountain is trying to end the game. If the game plays out similarly. Obviously, if we think Zeem's Caitlyn is just actually God's gift and there's no way we cannot die, then it doesn't work that way. But giving them a hyper carry so you can have your hyper carries on your hyper carries so you can hyper carry while you hyper carry, that's worse. Obviously, if in the fail state where you don't end up, winning the game early.
Fair enough. And right off the bat, we're going to see Galio being the contested pick of the series here. Mountain deciding to take that one for probably Cop, maybe Timberland, who knows. And taking that one away from Silky Bandit, and in response, Morgana being taken away. Just touching on some of the bans that were thrown in there that we didn't get to talk about. Samira being taken away from Nightfukat, and I like to see the Tarek being taken away. There were some really good Tarek golds there at the end. While Blazener did get caught out in kind of that early game, mid game. By the time they got to late game, his Cosmic Radiances were dazzling for sure.
Love to see Fiddlesticks picked at any point. If we see Dutch Clutch pick up the Udyr here, maybe it's Phase Rush Phoenix Udyr. I'd like to see that. Played it. Didn't do super well. That was the game where I got clapped by the Phase Rush Nunu. So it's good though. It's a lot of fun. It's not good because Udyr's a bad champion, but it's better than Udyr was before.
Fair enough. Cop, or I guess not Cop. Probably Nightfukat picking up the Senna here. Senna seems to be doing fairly well in Rect League overall. Definitely depends on the AD carry, obviously, and the situation. But paired up with someone like a Galio and having some of these big, thick boys in front, Senna can do a lot of work in terms of just these long, prolonged, these long team fights. But you have to peel off the fiddlesticks.
She definitely can. I love playing Senna. You definitely want to see a melee support on the other side before you really are excited. If this is Morgana Ashe, I'm not loving Senna because you don't get your souls early enough because you basically you can free farm souls off of melee support.
Sure.
When it's 2 ranged champions, it's much harder. And I've already kind of expressed my concern if we try to outscale the scaling. As far as Mountain outscaling Scuttle. Just because I think Zeem he's the second cutest healthcare support, I think. I think that's what he said last time. I think Mouse Mazing is first.
Oh, props to Mouse Mazing.
I think that's what I heard. But it's going to be hard to outscale like a really good AD carry and a team that's going to play around them.
Word.
So I'm worried that they read too much into not being able to win that last game as far as it was a bad plan, rather than we should have just done it a little better.
Word. Fat Super Dude, I guess, is the actual play.
My
Shout out
apologies.
to our healthcare workers. We love you. You're the best. And Zeem gonna pick up his boy in the top lane, the Crocodile. Now Endo wants to spank, see if he can get the better of Delta Centaria. Is it time for Delta to try and prove that he knows how to hang with the Ornn? Or are we gonna see that Kennen pick? It's gonna be the Kennen pick. Let's go! You said you played a lot of Kennen?
Yeah, back when there were Spellvamp Quints.
Okay, so it's been a hot sec. Definitely dating yourself there.
Yeah, so I don't hate the Kennen pick. It's, man, I feel like I'm being really negative all the time about everything, but it just be like that sometimes. Renekton with Slice and Dice makes it harder to keep him at an arm's reach, which is normally why Kennen is good in top lane. Because once the Crocodile gets on you, even your like Pikachu rush away is often like not good enough.
Sure, and sometimes by that point, I mean, like Renekton does have the ability to kind of. Ooh, wait, is that going to be your Urgot mid?
It could be so. I think Renekton mid would make more sense.
That would probably make some sense. I like it. That's a spicy flex pick. However, actually, I think Urgot plays better into Galio Typic. I don't know. They both play pretty well into Galio, to be honest. But now I'm feeling that the Urgot into Kennen, that's a hard matchup. I used to play a reasonable amount of Urgot, and that matchup kind of sucks, at least for a while.
I feel like it's... I'm going to take the cheater's way out and just say it's a skill matchup. I mean, you're 2 ranged champions. Same thing on Kennen, you have to keep him at an arm's reach. The difference is Urgot can also just like shoot back, where the Renekton couldn't. I don't know. I don't love the Mountains team comp here. I don't know what it does.
Yeah, the identity doesn't seem quite as clear as the last game, which was kind of just like the run and gun, roaming top, try and shut down Endo and win through there. Definitely kind of feels maybe more comfort pick oriented, which, I mean, as far as Recti goes, usually actually tends to play out pretty well. But I mean, if we're looking at like the matchup by matchup breakdown here, it feels, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You're the analyst, dude. I'm here to yell.
So Mountains, I think maybe we don't have good go buttons. We have a lot of things that are masquerading as go buttons, like Kennen flashing in. If you have to flash every time you want to fight, that's not a go button, in my opinion.
I mean, it's just it's a long cooldown on a go button.
Yeah, it's way too long.
But I mean, you could say that like a flash in from Timberland, that could be a go button.
No.
I mean, you could flash in with Udyr, you could flash in with Galio, who knows?
So, Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is we don't have a lot of good go buttons.
Okay, cool. Just same page. I was just playing devil's advocate there for sure. I don't flash in on Sona because I don't play Sona.
I mean, like, the flash alts are good. They also don't have, like, it has to be flash alt. Kennen already has to have a flank, and then, like, Kennen goes in and alts. We're asking a lot of the stars to align to make these go buttons good. So we have really good kite back and disengage, which is awesome. If Scuttle doesn't like do what they should. I think if Scuttles plays like a 1-3-1 and just fights around objectives where they don't have to run at Mountain, I don't really know what Mountain's comp does.
But if Scuttle likes to fight.
Yeah, we do. If we can get him on a water slide here and we get to sit at the bottom of the water slide and shoot him with our Senna abilities, like that's really good. I just don't know where they basically changed everything, right? Like everything that was good about the last early game, we've said, all right, didn't like that. Didn't really pick lanes that could do it. And
then we got a interesting comp, a little esoteric. Definitely got creative. Not painting by numbers. They're painting by like shapes and colors. They're really just going pretty impressionist here. And then we got a kind of just like, it feels like aside from Endo and I guess Fiddlesticks. I guess I don't even know. It's just a pretty good teamfight comp. And like giving Silky Bandit a good matchup there in the mid lane. Yeah, it's kind of straightforward.
So if we assume we're playing like 1-3-1s, Urgot later in the game, I feel like can match the Kennen. And if Renekton can match, man, words are tough sometimes.
Dude, I feel that.
I don't think that the side lanes of Mountain overpower the side lanes of Scuttle as we progress through the game. So then you don't win the 1-3-1 either. Because I don't know. All right, but I think Scuttle's gonna win. I don't know. Mountain. I'm sorry. Mountain's gonna easily crush. I'm trying to stop being nitpicky. It just I like looking at comps and like trying to see what the plans are, like what's gonna make them good, and we're asking a lot. We're asking a lot out of like vision and flanks and things like that for these things to work.
And I mean, and sometimes that's just the life of a caster right now. Timberland's stepping up here. They don't really have a good way of trying to catch him out. I think he's out of range of Blazing Nerd. But yeah, I mean, sometimes that's how it is as a caster, right? Like, sometimes you see the things, it doesn't make sense to you, you gotta call it out. And that's your job. And then it's our job to eat our words when things don't quite go as we predict. But I mean, I see exactly what you mean. It just feels like a little bit disjointed here in terms of a comp. But yeah, no hate on Mountain. This is going to be definitely an interesting series. And like, as we saw with the Nunu pick, that kind of had some a little bit of head scratching there in terms of some of the damage and rune choices. But I mean, that one panned out. So maybe Big Brain Mountain's got it all planned out.
They definitely could. And I see Jay Herbo in the chat. That like, yeah, they don't want a 1-3-1, and I agree. I agree that Mountain does not want a 1-3 against Scuttle, because that's what Scuttle wants. But then if we're trying not to 1-3-1, Mountain needs to have reliable hard engage to stop it. And I don't think that they have that.
Fair enough. Adoma going for the double suck here. Sucking up everything he can. Call him a Dyson.
Did they make it so you couldn't do wolves and blue anymore? I know it was harder.
To be honest, I don't know.
You used to be able to do wolves and blue, and then you could do it right when blue spawned, and then you would do blue and Gromp, or blue and Gromp. So basically, you take blue for free while you're doing wolves and Gromp. And you could clear the whole jungle in like before Scuttle spawned and have Smite up for Scuttle.
That's badass.
It wasn't easy. I don't know if they made it
Ooh, a lot of trading here in the mid lane. Silky Bandit taking a lot of damage. Honestly, getting the worst end of that trade. And no potion in the inventory anymore for Silky Bandit. Cop looking pretty thick and healthy. Yeah, looking good here in the mid lane in what should be the counter matchup.
I would have liked to see Dutch Clutch go Phase Rush instead of Aftershock. The Aftershock tells me he's going to build like Cinder Hulk instead of the Spell Thieves or whatever the spell power one is. Runic Echoes? I think that's probably worse.
I mean, yeah, that's probably true. I don't play Udyr. That champ's not fun for me.
You need the mana, and Runic Echoes gives you a ton of mana, so you can spam your stances in the jungle.
That makes sense to me. But yeah, I mean, just in terms of like tempo, like Udyr is going to outpace Adoma for, pretty much his entire game.
Flash on the top side, maybe.
Yep.
And they walk away from each other.
Yeah, they're thinking about it. But yeah, I mean, also thing to note, Delta Centaria opting for the call, which is fine. Nothing too crazy about that. But just in general, I feel like in these matchups where... Yeah, I don't know. That's just fine. I think that's just A-okay. Because at this point, you're just looking to team fight with the Kennen. You're going to like end up like getting a little bit of pressure on this Urgot, probably in like the mid game. But your main goal is to get those big team fight Ws. Ooh, so much action in this mid lane. They're feisty. They got fucking like gobs of cayenne in their tea. I love it.
They must have. The Kennen Cole is also nice because it gives you more lifesteal than the Doran's Blade does. And Kennen is good at getting a lot of auto attacks in, not necessarily having those attacks deal tons of damage, because it's more like just proccing his W. So you probably, if you don't just need the 80 health from the Cole, you probably get more like sustain off the Cole than you would the Doran's Blade.
I like it.
So I think until you have 100 something AD, the lifesteal on Cole is more. Because it's just a flat like 7 health or something.
Right. And the thing some action here in the bot lane. That's going to be a Dark Binding onto Naifu Cap, but they're just kind of sustain out here. Nothing too crazy.
Getting forced out in the mid lane.
Yeah, one of the things I really do like is that Adoma's already playing this Udyr matchup very carefully in terms of just like warding the entrances to his jungle. Like obviously as Udyr, like you're trying to counter jungle, you're trying to have that big impact there. But Adoma's being very careful. And Adoma and Fiddlesticks, you just get so much vision control and vision denial on this champion. Kind of like the Seeker OP thing about this champion, just with those effigies. And he's using them really well so far. So I'm hoping to continue to see more of that as the game progresses, as we already see the pink ward and his bottom side already lit up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, a lot of good vision down here for the side of Scuttle. Other than that, not a ton going on.
And like that kind of thing just like signals to me that they're just like Scuttle this time around is just trying to play it a bit slower. And I think as we saw last game, if they play it slow, they're going to do just fine. So like not so much of this like water slide effect hopefully is going to happen to them if they can get all this vision, deny Udyr any kind of like semblance of like early game power. Because like, I mean, I guess where does Udyr spike? Is that like a mid game spike? Because I mean like late game he's just going to get kited out.
Yeah, I mean for tank, if they go like Cinderhulk, I honestly don't know. Like I said, the buffs of Phoenix made Udyr better, but then he's still Udyr, which has always been the problem.
Right.
So it's gonna have to be maybe the Udyr is okay in like a 1-3-1 or a 1-4-1 scenario because of how quickly he can move around the jungle, and you can connect up with your side laner and try to get kills that way. In a straight up like 5v5 fight.
Ooh, Exhaust gonna be going down in the bot lane. Naifu Cat gonna stun up Zine, but the Dark Binding is gonna land onto Naifu Cat. And yeah, they're just going to kind of walk that one out. But just a little bit of pressure being exerted by Silky Bandit, trying to roam down, give the boys some help. But Cop is here as well. He's going to help clear out this effigy. And they'll be on their way.
And one thing we don't want to take for granted about that first game is the side of Scuttle didn't choose to get on the Inting water slide. Mountain made the game very chaotic and like pushed them onto it. So if without that push, I don't think Scuttle's gonna just like choose to take sketchy fights. As I say that, 420 Blazing Nerd flashing in and taking a sketchy fight. Man, it's so toxic when they try to prove you wrong immediately after you say something.
Yep, Timber. Oh, here comes Adoma, big time with the Crowstorm flashing forward, trying to get some more down to Night Bukai. Here comes the big Kaisa, not Kaisa, that's a Senna. And that's an instant enchanted Crystal Earl from Delta Centaria, followed up by a teleport from Endo.
Oh,
but meanwhile, in the top lane, that's it, the Fear Beyond Death gonna rip him up and nom nom nom. But here in the mid lane, Dutch Clutch is having a rough time against Silky Bandit, who ended up getting the solo kill against Cop. God damn, that was a good fight for Scuttle.
It started rocky for sure, but they did ended up getting a lot of summoners out to makes it easier to kind of keep things a little more
here
stable.
We go, Slicing Maelstrom, stun going to be going down to Silky Bandit. Here comes the hero's entrance from Galio, going to be knocking him up. Dutch Clutch going to pick up the kill into Silky Bandit here. And there we go.
How many fights? Hella. That's how many.
Hella fights. Yep, we're going to be passing some free gold around. We'll see who actually wants to keep it in the end. But yeah, I mean, really good gank follow-up from Adoma. But yeah, Blazing Nerd looking just so juicy that, I mean, it just felt like Mountain just had to capitalize on it. So they took him. They took him quick.
We got 2 Blade of the Rune Kings, it looks like, being built. As far as the Crocodile and Ash.
Nice.
Kennan's got only 30 minions left on the Cole, so that'll pop relatively soon.
Yeah, and he's doing fine in this lane, but so is Urgot. Urgot not really feeling too much of the pressure here. Feels like Dutch Clutch isn't really quite having the same impact as he was last game, nor is Cop really able to get those big brain roams off on the Galio this time around.
It does look like the Udyr did go Cinderhulk.
Ooh, here we go. Action in the top lane. That's going to be the Pikachu Shuffle. Going to try and get him out, but yeah. He's just going to walk away from that and try and get some return damage. But yeah, Endo kind of coming up big on that one. Kind of opting for that Black Cleaver early. That's going to be a nice flash play. The Fear Beyond Death trying to get the threshold down, chews him up and spits him back out. That's going to be some money in the bank for Endo. Looking good in this top lane. Honestly, he might be like the 6th best top laner at this point. By the way he's playing. We'll have to see by the end of this game.
I would definitely say maybe 6th, yeah.
Yeah.
Potentially 5th.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get too crazy.
That was a good play, though.
That was hella cute. I mean, if it was good recognition of seeing that that little. Well, I'm gonna learn some of Kennan's abilities right now. The
lightning rush.
The lightning rush. The lightning rush was on cooldown, and yeah, and his flash wasn't there as well. So.
All right. So what I'd like to see is Dutch Clutch look topside now. Endo's ahead. And Urgot doesn't really have a good way to like freeze waves because his knee guns shoot everything.
Here in the bot lane though. I don't want to interrupt you too much.
Lurking.
He's lurking. He's a lurker.
Alcove Gaming.
Oh gosh. Everyone gets sweaty.
Right.
Everyone's...
we do have Delta heading top though. So I think if the Udyr, I don't think does a ton, but one thing he can do is run in and bear stance this Urgot when he tries to kill the Kennen, and try to get some kind of advantage that way.
Mm-hmm.
So otherwise, I fear that Delta is gonna get bullied for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Adolma's just going to dip, but here comes Dutch Clutch actually having an impact and getting the gank off. Slicing Maelstrom's going to go down onto Endo. Endo has no flash. He has no hope. He has been taken down by Dutch Clutch. Shutdown Gold going to be going over to him.
I love shooting the rocket off into the air out of spite there.
Feels good.
Nice ult by Timberland in the bottom lane, taking Zeem down, probably taking 420 Blaze It down also, but just later.
Slightly delayed. Blaze It trying to make the great comeback here. Is he? Oh wait, is he out?
Fiddle here. Fiddle ult out of the brush.
Fiddle?
Yeah. All right, we could have a little earlier maybe, but.
Oh, great binding from Blaze It. Blaze It, the bait god.
Wait. Oh no. Was that a?
Oh wait, doesn't
maybe genius bait?
No, the Giga Bait. Here comes Daddy Cop looking after his boy, Naifu Cat. Silky Bandit diving in way too deep. That tower doing him a load of help. And that is going to be Naifu Cat picking up a kill. Somebody clip that and put that in the rec top 5. That was hot.
Alright, so that's tough because I don't want to assume every accidental stopwatch is a bait. Because I know I accidentally stopwatched a couple weeks ago. And the caster said I was baiting, and I pushed the wrong button.
I mean,
so
you take
that one. I mean, with the Galio ult, like that could have been a bait. That's genius. Yeah, that was insane. Very well played by Naifu Cat.
That was pretty badass. That was cool. I'm big fan. But yeah. So recovering from that one, Endo's trying to whittle away this tower, get some plates while they take that tower mid. But yeah, things looking good for Mountain. Mountain having a little bit of a rough early game, but just off of that, really able to turn around the gold and getting that first tower in mid.
Yeah, they got a lot off of that. They want to try to get one of these dragons. I really prioritize just getting like one dragon sometimes, so you don't have to worry about it. Especially if you don't have like a way stronger spike. We got a fight breaking out bottom.
Ooh, action in bottom lane. Timberland's going to be a little bit caught out. Naifu Chat trying to get the root off, and it's going to be a success. Dark Binding going to be going wide. Naifu Cat is trying to get the return fire. He's sucking the best he can, but here comes Dutch Clutch. We got ourselves a real party here in the bot lane. Dutch Clutch is here, stunned up. Here comes the Crow Storm right onto Timberland. Naifu Cat is so low. Fear Beyond Death might try and come out and pick up Naifu Cat, who's going to miss and hit Dutch Clutch, who I guess it's not really a miss, but it's not the target you were looking for. Or is it? Because he's going to get taken down anyways. Cop is here to try and stem the bleeding, but Dr. Cop, this is not looking good.
Man, so looking at the comps, last game, Mountain was really set up to do these kind of like skirmishes, and the Galio does it okay, and like it's kind of an okay replacement for the Nunu. I feel like these skirmishes normally you want to have like champions that are a little sturdier because it gives you more time for people to show up.
Agreed.
And they definitely don't have as much of that this game, where it seems like Mountain do. Like having the Renekton Fiddlesticks, Urgot, even like having the Morgana Black Shield. As much as I love Sona heals, she's actually made of tissue paper, so she dies so fast if she gets hit by anything that it's really hard to rely on that in a skirmish situation.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It also just feels like there's a bit of like disrespect in just like how long these team fights are going and how much Adolma's going to do. So many of these fights have just been like big ol' let's group up and have a party together, not really abiding by the COVID rules of social distancing. And Adolma's just feasting on that. He's sitting at 4-0-2 right now. He's got his bounty fully stacked at this point. I mean, what do they got to do up there? Looks like Endo's trying to make something happen in the top lane. Delta Centauri is just taking a ton of damage. Yeah, I mean, this lane definitely feels like Endo is in charge, which isn't really what you're hoping to do. But as I'm sure you know, with Kennen, you can just have one great team fight, and that pretty much
nice.
Crescendo down the bottom, and Dawning Shadows over the top. Blazing Nerd's going to be able to get the stun, but he's going to give away his life, and they're going to give that one over to Timberland. It looked like that was going to be a free kill, but meanwhile, up in the top lane, that's going to be some big action. Cop is going to turn here onto Silky Bandit, who's going to miss the slice and dice over the wall, and that's not what you wanted to do. Here comes the old hero's entrance, going to be going onto the ground right in front of him, but Dutch Clutch is just going to pick that one up just by himself. Zim and Adolma, though, trying to make something happen, but deciding to opt out of that one. Just a little bit of careless play there by Scuttle, except for the big, thick crab in the top, who's able to take down Delta.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this kind of needs to do to...
having played the matchup with Urgot, if Urgot starts getting ahead, it's really hard. It's a lot easier for Urgot to just kind of play those fights, right? Like, you require so much to like kite out things perfectly. He gets a lot of like tankiness. He's already got Merc treads and some health. There's just a lot that the Kennen needs to do perfectly and whittle him down in order to kind of win these fights, which he's just never going to be able to do at this point.
Yeah, I guess Dutch just needed to sit up there, especially when the Urgot's flash was down. It's back up now. Like, he came once, but then, I mean, Endo's been like hard bullying this Kennen for a while now, and he's no reason to respect the jungler if they're not going to show up.
Ooh, finish that T. T's good. I'm probably just gonna. That's not gonna help my whole shitting my pants earlier. I'm just gonna have to.
I think it will.
Yeah, it will. Cool. It's not gonna be like a. I'm gonna be like a reverse volcano or a volcano pointed downwards.
No, I don't think so.
That's good. Good.
I wouldn't worry about that.
I'm not concerned right now. My only concern is who gets this Herald. I don't think anyone will. But they're thinking about it for sure. Dutch Clutch dodging out on that Scryer's Bloom. But there's a lot of vision on it. Just having that effigy there helps a lot. Zim and Blazing Nerd on the roam. Thinking about what they want to do.
I'd like to see Mountain try to focus on this dragon instead of hanging around on the Rift Herald that is not going to do anything even if they get it.
I mean... do they win the full-on 5v5?
So, what they could have tried to do if, like, they just needed to be there first, and if we force Scuttle, Scuttle to face check into you, then maybe you can set up like a good fight. If you're running into a place where Scuttle controls.
Here we go. Blazing Nerd popping the black shield to try and get out of the flash forward by Timberland, picking up two with the crescendo, but here comes the Crow Storm. Massive bait. The suck is real. Adolma is unstoppable, but here comes Delta Centauri on the back line. That is the fight that he needed. He's going to pick up Zim right there. Silky Bandit is in a tough spot. He's CC'd for days, but here comes the big suck from Adolma. Dutch Clutch is falling low. Here comes Silky Bandit able to turn it around. We got ourselves a banger of a fight. Endo is here to party as well. Fear Beyond Death is down. Must have gone wide. Not what he wanted. And they're going to keep jockeying here for position, but the jungler is down, which means that this is probably a one dragon for the Scuttle boys.
The Fear Beyond Death hit the Senna and just couldn't finish the kill. It was under a turret.
Ooh, some cheeky little damage there onto Endo. And they're going to, I think, try and tussle for this one. They have full health bars for Cop and Delta.
Trying to walk in.
Here comes a Crow Storm! You were caught out, Knife! Oh.
Trying to go to a dragon where Scuttle already has the vision is like walking into the little shop of horrors.
Yeah,
like there's so many places that you can get jumped on from. Yeah, it's so scary. Where you needed to be there first, like a minute and a half before dragon spawned to control that area. Or you needed to say, all right, Jigsaw, you win this round. I'll just hang out at my own house.
Yeah, and like, I mean, Adolma playing that fight really well. The cooldown on that ultimate is very short. It's already almost back up.
Probably running Ultimate Hunter, because that's what's fun to do. Maybe if I can see.
Yeah, definitely. The stack count on Senna is 42 right now. So starting to get there, but definitely not where you need to be. I mean, is the power, like the big power spikes, what, 75?
No, it's every 20. So 80 is like the kind of what you want to shoot for. And then everything after that is kind of gravy. Alduma does have 4 out of 5 stacks of Ultimate Hunter, so that's why that ultimate is on such a short cooldown.
Yeah, because I mean that was honestly just Knife. Honestly, probably thought he was safe, and like for all it's hard to keep track of like things like Ultimate Hunter, and like Crowstorm is usually a pretty reasonable cooldown. But yeah, that Ultimate Hunter doing work, and Adoma is definitely got fully stacked at this point. So
yeah, I think the problem is, even if you think, you know, it's not like the trap that slams like the nails into your head or whatever, like, you know there's going to be a trap in the room, right? You don't have to know which one, you just know there's going to be one. So even if it wasn't the fiddle alt, if it was just anything else, like, that's
sure
also still bad.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you're just asking for trouble for something that's not actually gonna cost you, and it costs you the game, right? You're trying to clear a pink ward when you already know that they're just like reasonably close by. You can just walk away from that pink ward. It's not going to be giving away anything crucial. But speaking of anything crucial, there's going to be action here on this Baron, but they're going to try and maybe make a big old fight out of this. I think that Scuttle's just going to peel off of this one. Aldoma's just going to try and tank it for as long as he can, but at this point, there's enough people missing on the map that this might be looking fishy, but not fishy enough to draw the attention of Mountain. Sneaky Baron. I think Timberland might sniff this one out, but it's just a little bit too late. Dutch clutches here. Can he try and make anything happen? They're going to try and get what they can. Crescendo going to be falling onto, oh my god, and what a huge play. The hero's entrance is going to fall on the Knifeu Cat, but Zeem with a really good Enchanted Crystal Arrow there on the back line just renders Knife useless. Yeah, and yeah.
All props to Alduma for playing this Fiddlesticks well. It is striking me a lot like a horror movie, though, where like the protagonists do like the worst thing at every turn for like in the House of Horrors, right? Just not trying to maintain vision for fiddle flanks. I don't know. It's the commercial where they're like, oh, should we go into the shed with all the chainsaws in it? And they're like, yeah.
Let's do it.
No. Or at least, you know, throw a glow stick into the shed of chainsaws. But it's that was a good Baron call, and obviously really well done by Scuttle.
Yeah, and like as you said, definitely hard to kind of sniff that one out. But right, it feels like, and like you said it before, Mountain has a really good comp for kiting back, and that's what they need to do. Is like if they can try and get Adoma to just like blow the Crowstorm early, and then just like either crescendo or just like root them up to kind of cancel it out, and then try and have the fight that they want, things might go a lot better. But right now, they just kind of are walking in there and getting pretty spooked by our boy Fiddle.
Yeah, you definitely need to play against Fiddlesticks, especially when he's this fed. You have to have like Schrodinger's Fiddlestick syndrome, where if he's both in and not in every brush. So unless you know he's not in there, then he is.
Dude, PhD Covert Panda with the big brain references. I love it.
I used to be Schrodinger's Garen. Schrodinger's Garen. Or Garen's in every brush, and also not in every brush at the same time. This is going to be tough here. Fiddle ult.
Here it comes. Crowstorm gonna pick up Knifeu Cat. Adoma is legendary. Enchanted Crystal Arrow gonna pick up the boy Galio. But This is going to be a rough fight. This is huge for Delta. He's getting a lot of damage, but he just has no follow-up. This is a one team fight for Scuttle, I'd say. But Dola might be in a rough spot. No suck available. That is a big shutdown for Cop. Mountain's actually making some good lemonade out of these lemons. Trying to do what they can. I don't know if they have the damage, though, to keep this one going. This is an extended fight. Zeem is huge, but Silky Bandit picks up the kill. It like almost went good. They kited it out a bit.
Yeah, they killed the bat. They killed the bat.
Yeah, losing your 80 carry right off the rip don't feel good. But
Delta's ult was huge there. Held up like 3 members for a while and did a bunch of damage.
Yeah, and this is gonna be the Cloud Soul.
So, man, would that be good on Fiddlesticks? Do you think your ultimate and then getting some
and getting a ton of movement speed? Yeah, it's pretty.
You only get it like half the time because I think it starts when you start channeling, but still.
Wait, really? Oh, that's funny.
Seems like it probably would because you push R, and I'm guessing that's what it. Because you're casting your ultimate at that point.
Sure. I mean, honestly, it's probably best for Silky Bandit and Endo. Endo's just going to be able to throw down the Fear Beyond Death and then just start running at them.
Also pretty good for Morgana, I guess.
Sure.
Like,
yeah, it's actually really good for Morg too. So
on completion, they did that change for all channels. All right, Nolark. Nolark letting us know in the chat that
okay, so it's big rigged for Fiddle. Just what Adolma needed. More buttons because he wasn't just strong enough already. Scuttle in just such a strong point here. 6k gold up, 4 towers, and it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of great tools for Mountain to kind of come back here. Maybe if Naifu Cat can kind of stay alive a bit longer, but Adolma just kind of got his eyes on him. The Eye of Sauron has fallen on Naifu Cat for most of this game.
So what I think they need to do here is pick one side of the jungle to ward. We got Endo trying to kill Delta here. Oh, he's gonna try to grind him to dust.
It's gonna work.
Pick one side of the jungle and ward like every brush, and then you just don't go to the other side of the jungle, because if he's not where you can see it.
And Crescendo's going to be going down onto 3 of them. This might actually be a good fight for Mountain. Dutch Clutch is running towards AD carry, but here comes the Crow Storm. Adolma's in here, and he is terrifying as ever. Cop has just got to run away. Going to be blocked by the scary Scarecrow. And that is just going to be a clean ace for Scuttle Crab. And they are looking to probably just end this game right here, right now.
Yeah. It's, the Fiddlesticks is the scariest thing on 2.5 legs because of his arm dragging around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's been wreaking havoc this whole game. They're not looking to end quite yet. Endo's going to be picking up that top lane, or not bottom lane tower.
Out on Baron.
Yeah, Scuttle Boys just look for Baron. I honestly think they probably just could have ended. Adolma does have Crow Storm. He does have Zonias. He could have honestly just done a big zoning Crow Storm while they tear down the tower. And
the Fiddles, it's not as good when everything's face up, and when you're just in the enemy base, everything's usually face up. So I don't hate the call to not try to end there. Just get the Baron. And unfortunately, Mountain hasn't really shown that they have any counterplay to this, so it was riskier to try and
here we go. Like, the fight is in. Gonna be some disruption in the middle by Endo, but yeah, that's gonna be Naifu Cat once again being torn to shreds. The rest of Mountain's gonna do what they need to do, but here comes the slicing maelstrom. This could be really big stun, shutdown goal, but yeah, Crow Storm from Adolma is just gonna. That's it. That's it. He's too scary, man.
That fight lasted way too long. Adolma was out of position and did not have a good spot to ult. That's why things looked like they were going really well. Right up until they weren't. Because the Fiddle got in position for an ult and got to ult over the wall. Yeah, I mean, Fiddlesticks is hard to play against if you're not great at using like the negative space. Like if you don't see him on your wards, it doesn't mean you don't know where he is. you just know he's where your wards aren't.
Yeah, and that is going to be the W. 2-0 going over to Scuttle Crab, and with a very on theme for spooky season Fiddlesticks to remind us to have a very fun Halloween this week.
Spooky, scary Fiddlesticks.
Yeah,
yeah. Spot.
That was that scares me almost as much as what's gonna happen to me with that cayenne pepper in my tea. But that was a banger of a series, and 2-0 going over to Mountain. Mountain, as we said in game one, definitely shouldn't be feeling too bad about these losses. There were a lot of good things that went on. I think with game two, the comp just felt a little bit disconnected in terms of having a general goal, as you'd phrased it. So, I mean, but in general, I thought that the Cop Timberland swap was actually pretty effective. I don't know if this is something they're looking to do long term, but what are your thoughts on it?
I thought it was good. I don't think they should feel bad about the first loss. I think this one they just weren't confident enough in themselves. So they shouldn't feel bad, but it should definitely be different. There's a difference in the first loss and this one. This one seemed like they didn't have the confidence to try doing what they did last time, and they did well. So they tried I don't know, something worse. Whereas the plan they had was good, and they just needed the confidence. Sometimes a 60-40, you lose that 40% of the time. That doesn't mean it's not a 60-40 still.
True. Honestly, I feel like Covert Panda coaching is just what all these Rex League teams need. This caster knowledge has been awesome. Thank you so much for sharing it. Who do you want to hear from? I mean, we have time for the super quickest of interviews. Honestly, we really should just be sending it over to the Air Ocean game. But if you want to pull up, if we want to talk to one person, who do you want to talk to?
Probably Aldulma for the Fiddlesticks. I don't know if we've talked to him already. I don't know who. Probably have. I guess he's been casting all day. Maybe we just give him a break.
Yep.
We just hitch it to the 10 o'clock show.
Cool. All right, fam. With that, it is. You want to hear from Endo? Everyone hears from Endo. Yeah. I think honestly. Okay, sure. We'll hear from Zeme Endo. Sure. We'll do it real quick. We'll get some real quick thoughts on that.
Okay, ask Zeme if he's familiar with the term inting water slide.
I mean, it kind of feels like he might have been.
So he's familiar with the act of it. So you don't always know what something's called. You're like, I know that's a thing I was doing. I just didn't know that was the name for it.
Fair. I've done that before. Definitely been there. Let me find these nerds. I've realized that you can do that right click move, and it's pretty.
Instead of trying to do the old dragon scroll, dragon scroll is a tough one.
Dragon scroll is the bane of my existence. What's up, Zeme?
Oh, man, what's up?
What's up, Endo?
What's going on, Brian?
Does that feel fucking good? You did it. You're probably now the 5th best top laner in the league. You're climbing. I mean, honestly.
Wait, does that mean Delta's 6th? I would put Delta way higher than that. That's very rude of you, Brian.
I didn't say that's where it swapped. I didn't say who got booted because I think Delta was too high up to be falling too far down.
True.
But boys, tell me a little bit about that game, that series. I mean, let's talk about game one because game one was by far the closest. Zeme, how did you clench that one back? I think everyone was doing Kegels all game to kind of get ready, and then by the end, your cheeks were so tight, and you managed to clench it back. It was truly impressive. What's give us the secret? What's the juice?
Yeah, so the secret juice to having a tight sphincter really is just when you have good mental after all those, we'll call them unfortunate events.
Inting water slide is what I call it. If you want to use that term, you can.
Inting water slide, I like it. So I know the first few fights we took didn't go so well. I'm actually not sure what the gold diff was there.
Big.
But pretty big. Okay, sounds good.
Large.
Large, massive, girthy. So I think, it was just frustrating because Rammus would zoom in, Nunu would zoom in, so it'd be pretty tough to pick people off because they'd just turn it back on us. But I don't know. I think after, I don't know when the turning point was. It feels like I'm thinking about game 2 still. But somehow, you know,
your Ornn hit level 14.
Yeah, there we go. Ornn hit. He was like, "All right, ZM, come here. Let me give you the good." And then so I got that new item, yeah, I mean some good team fights. I think good mental, like I said, and then we just zoomed through the water slide, I guess.
And so Endo, that top lane, you were having a bad time. That was not fun.
That's kind of just how the matchup goes with Renekton and Ornn, right? It's like, okay, levels 1 through 6, it's gonna be freaking miserable. But then after that, like, it's fine. Also, I don't really play tanks, but Delta's so good, man, with Renekton, that I was just like, if I play a tank and I just hold out the early game, I'll be fine. Especially since he banned my Urgot. I was just like, you don't really want to play any melee matchups into Renekton. That's not a tank.
So was that your holding out?
My what?
Was that your version of holding out, dude? Because I don't want to see your heart in. Because I mean, no, I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
I was 0-2 and kept up with golden levels. I think I did okay.
You did great. No, you're adorable. I'm giving you some shit. But no, yeah, and like, I think by game 2, what kind of pep talk did you give yourself? Because I'm sure that you don't talk to the rest of your team in between games. You just kind of talk to yourself. Because you looked like you were on something for that game 2.
They didn't ban Urgot. He was on Urgot.
Yeah, I just picked a remember, my secret is I pick a champion that right clicks. With Urgot, you don't even have to right click, you just press W. I need simple, dude. I need simple.
Keep it simple.
Did you or Silky Manda ever consider building a Locket of the Iron Solari in game 1?
I don't know what that item is.
Perfect, dude. That's what it looked like. So that's what I was asking.
No, I don't know, dude. I don't play tanks or support. I'm so bad with that stuff. Thank God I have Zim and Adoma to carry my butt through.
Adoma did it. He carried that second game. That was big nutty. He was a scary boy, very spooky. What do you think gives him that ability to be so spooky and stealthy? Dude, that ultimate Hunter cooldown was big bananas.
Dude, so here's the thing. They always say it's the quiet ones you got to look out for. But he was casting all day, so he had nothing left to say. And then he picked up Fiddle, and it's just like, oh no. I'm sorry, Mountain. But actually, in all honesty, though, real big shout out to Mountain, because game 1, they were really pushing us.
That comp was so fun. I love that the Nunu mid. That was a blast.
Oh my god. We didn't even know, like, when we saw that getting picked, we're like,
You guys not have the script?
No, we thought we were supposed to be playing against a different team. We're like, wait, I think we're in the wrong lobby.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And 420's ults are good. I think. Thanks, chat. I'm looking at the match history now. So good, because when you have a Rammus and Renekton trying to stun you, it definitely helps. So shout out to 420.
Yeah. No. Big time. The Cosmic Radiance from him was, as I said before, truly dazzling. And with that,
it's 10:04. I think we have to.
Yeah, I was gonna say, shout outs to you guys. Shout outs to Mountain. We're gonna be sending it over to the match of the week, which is Air versus Ocean. Nobody is currently playing, so we should have a banger of a Twitch chat. So let's go, everybody. Thanks for everyone.
Yep. Thanks.